Welcome into Shady Side Dragway, our second stop on the 2017 Southeast Gasser Tour. And Richie Pugh, record numbers here. We are continuing to set records here. We got over 60 cars registered to be here today.
60 cars, Southeast Gassers, old style drag racing right here in Shady Side.
And I tell you what, the old school people have shown up here. We're seeing people come through the gates at record numbers. We're going to set attendance records here today. We're going to set some records probably on the racetrack when we get started.
Gates this morning wide open, early. People still coming in.
And you know what? We've got full fields. It looks like we're going to have 16, 18 cars in each class here today, and hopefully with no breakage. But we saw some of that in Montgomery, but we've got everybody here. Jimmy Finley's back. Chris Dunn is back. All our heavy hitters. Gene Cromer's back with us. So we're going to see some great racing.
Got a bunch of the veterans back with us today. We got a bunch of new young guns out here. Got a bunch of first time drivers. And I think that was the start of what we're supposed to see today.
That's the battle at Shady Side. They just blew off the cannon. As you can see in the background, the smoke's still going off. We got record numbers of people here, and we're ready to get started with this drag race.
Man, let's get it done. D-Gas, round one, Shady Side.
What a great looking car there, Joey Precis. And here's Derek Napier out of Oliver Springs, Tennessee.
Lining up here's 55 Chevrolet and a little Chevy 2 Nova.
Got this light on top. Napier's after somebody. I don't think he got beat on the line. Let's see if he can come around him at the top end.
Looks like Joey's got him going out the other end. Yep, Joey is for the win.
Yeah, but what a great looking wheel stand right there. You see that 55 going down the track, and what a long haul he made to get here from Poplar Bluff, Missouri, taking that round one win.
One of the newcomers this year to the Southeast Gassers.
Yeah, we're glad to have him. That's a great shot right there from the ground level, and there you see Joey marching on for the win.
Looks like Joey outrunning by a couple of bus links there.
Yeah, Doug Capps in the 65 Mustang taking on Jack McDaniel out of Hamilton, Ohio.
In the 1950 Chevrolet.
Yeah, Jack's first time here with us. Made a good haul there. Hamilton just outside of Cincinnati. Looks like he's going to move on. Yeah, Jack McDaniel's going to move on here via the red light, as Doug Capps couldn't hold that Mustang back.
Well, one thing you have to remember, these red lights that you see, there's no electronics in the car. It's all driver reaction. So, you know, a lot of times they get a little happy.
Yeah, and if you don't get your car set up right to where it's going to stay there, there's no boxes or anything like that to help you here at the Southeast Gassers.
Here's one of my personal favorites, Rick Davis.
Taking on the homegrown Zach Hall out of Bluntville, Tennessee.
Zach is undefeated so far in D-Gas.
Yeah, he's really been marching along in that 57 Chevy. New paint job for him and a good-looking car there with Rick Davis.
Yeah, that 1961 Chevrolet is awesome.
Big shot out of the hole right there for Zach. He's going to take it down the strip. Looks like he's got him covered on this one. Great showing by Rick, but Zach's going to prevail in the end.
Zach first out of the hole right here. Looks like he's got Rick pretty covered on the tree.
Yeah, Rick out of Monroe, North Carolina. He's going to make a lot of events with us this year in the Southeast Gassers, so not the last time you'll hear his name.
That's exactly right. There you see it, Zach on the big end.
Kelvin Cannon in that Mr. Gasket. Beautiful recreation of that car. He's going to be taking on Rick Cathcart in that 49 Studebaker truck.
Pick 'em up truck, the troublemaker.
Yeah, and I tell you what, this car is just a beautiful looking car. Mr. Gasket gave him permission to recreate this, as it was a car that went around and was a promotional car for Mr. Gasket.
Looks like a pretty even light there.
Yeah, bouncing on down there in that 84-inch wheelbase Anglia. Looks like Kelvin Cannon's going to move on to the win.
Yep, first round win for Kelvin Cannon.
I tell you what, that's like being tied onto a bucking Bronco right there.
That thing does hop around quite a bit.
Beautiful looking cars though. I love that Studebaker as well, that Studebaker truck. And there you see the margin of victory as it goes through the lights.
Steve Helms in the 55 Chevrolet.
He had a pucker time versus Travis Owen in the Born to Boogie. What a beautiful car Travis has put together.
Both of these cars are well put together. I think Travis is out of Atlanta, Georgia.
And Helms, I think they're out of Tennessee.
Looks like we got another red light.
Yeah.
So Steve Helms is the winner.
Red means dead here in the Southeast Gassers, and Helms is going to march on down the track and move on to round number 2. C-Gas round 1, Jeff Madden, a newcomer with us here on the Southeast Gasser Tour out of Charleston, South Carolina.
Taking on one of the favorites here, Josh Owens out of Fingerville, South Carolina.
Yeah, I tell you what, Josh Air giving you the thumbs up. He's ready to go, man. he's got a crowd around him all the time.
Everywhere he goes, he's got somebody standing beside him.
No doubt there. Good start by both drivers. Looks at him getting down the track. It's a pretty even race right here. Who's it going to be?
Looks like it's Josh Owens.
Josh comes out with a win right there. What a great shot right here. You can see them come off the line together. Great reaction time by both drivers.
Looks like Josh might have got him a little bit on the tree.
Just a little bit, and maybe he held on to. Wow, what a finish right there. Just a half a car length or less for Josh Owens. David Cate out of Dandridge, Tennessee, taking on Rusty Sampson in the Bad Banana.
I love that Bad Banana car. That is a cool race car.
Yeah, so much history behind it. David out of Dandridge, Tennessee, Rusty out of Lapeer, Michigan for this matchup here in C-Gas.
All right, they staging the cars up here.
David in that Gassy Boys racing. There you see Cate roofing on the side. He's a roofer by trade.
Great reaction time. Look at the wheel stand.
Golly, I mean, what a couple of wheel stands you see there. Second gear, possibly even third gear.
Looks like Rusty pulled the win out on the big end.
Yeah, Rusty kept the front end down this time and drove on around him for the victory here in this round of C-Gas.
Look how hard David left on that run. I noticed Rusty didn't have wheels up as usual.
Yeah, look, what I love to see is on that look right there, you can really see the front end working right there and see those shots on those cars.
Jimmy Huff and Jared Bailey got Jimmy Huff in the hoopty wagon.
Yeah, that grocery getter can flat get it on that 64 Falcon wagon versus the 41 Studebaker out of Southern Pines, North Carolina. Huff in that hoopty wagon out of Lawrenceville, Georgia. That's a quick grocery getter right there. Now you see him pulled into the beans. Jared taking his time to get staged. Here we go, folks.
Looks like a pretty equal reaction time there. Looks like Jared may have pulled a car length or so on.
He might have right there. You seen that trunk lid flopping around, and he takes it on to the victory. With Jared Bailey right there in that 41 Studebaker.
Yep, good close race off the tree. Looks like maybe Jared had a little power on the top end.
Yeah, looks like Jimmy might have spun his tires just a little bit too. And there you see that margin of victory.
All right, here we are at Shady Side, Shelby, North Carolina, and we got Adam Lohorn and his dad, Mike Lohorn. They are from Palmyra, Indiana. Come a long ways. Adam, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 20 years old, and I've been growing up around gassers my whole life, and 4-speeds and everything. Just love it.
All right. Dad, I think you probably had something to do with this.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, I kind of grew up around, street cars and everything I had to have a stick in it. So when we went to the drag strip in this, I used to race it. And I said, Adam, how about you take it down the track one time? And he was a little nervous. He said, no, there's too many people watching. What if I screw up? And I said, so what, So
I never even drove a stick before.
He never even drove a stick before. So he got in this thing and went down the track, but took off in third gear and kind of, made him upset. So he come back around, told me to get out because he took me for a ride. And then he's been in ever since. He took off that time and he was done. So
well, I tell you what, man, drag racing, when you get it in your blood, you hook. Adam's one of the new guns here in the Southeast Gassers. He's going to be running C-Gas. Look for his car, the Lohorn and Son, 61 Falcon. Adam Lohorn. Here you see young Adam Lohorn out of Palmyra, Indiana.
He's going to be taking on that world's famous Rambler out of Roebuck, South Carolina, and I think they call it the world's fastest Rambler in Roebuck, South Carolina. Tim Greer.
It's probably the only Rambler in Roebuck, South Carolina.
That's for sure. Sponsored by Bonafide Batteries right there, one of our great sponsors on the Southeast Gasser Tour.
Looks like we got a little, there he goes, rolls in.
Oh, Adam's red. He knew he was facing that world's fastest Rambler right there.
Tim Greer, your winner. Adam red lighted.
Yeah, you see Adam kind of stumbled right there on that clutch, maybe double clutched it just a little bit. Another great shot of those tires getting off the ground for both cars. Doug Dobbins, our winner from Montgomery there on the left side, going against
Danny Bird and the Junkyard Dog. Danny had a little trouble down in Montgomery. I think he broke everything under that front end with that big wheel stand he had.
He sure did. That thing fell flat on his face.
And on the other hand, Doug was dominating in Montgomery.
He did dominate that event, low ET for every round. And now we see them getting ready to get it on right here.
Again, red light. Like we were talking about earlier, this is driver error on some of this stuff. They get a little anxious, I think.
And some of these guys, too, I mean, you got to think, this guy drove all the way here from Sykeston, Missouri. I mean, and he's made 2 trips out here to the East Coast, and, man, he ain't got down the track one time yet without red lighting or tearing his front end up. And unfortunately for him, he's going to go beat a victim here in round number 1.
Mike Blackwell, how you,
That's
sir?
right. I'm good today. How about yourself?
Doing good. Tell me about this pretty little slingshot car.
Well, the slingshot car actually was in this race. It's been in Geishers for 2 or 3 years, I guess. Kenneth Phillips owned that car, and he decided he wanted to build something else last winter, and so he put this one up for sale. So I had been coming to the races and enjoying them, and I was jealous of everybody, so I said, well, I'm going to buy it from him, try it out and see how we like it.
Well, I saw you make a pass a while ago. I know I talked to you a few minutes ago and you were a little nervous, but
I was nervous.
looks like all the nerves went away. Looked like you done good.
Yeah, well, when you get out there, you have to make a choice at that time. Yeah, so.
Well, that's a cool thing.
Yeah.
Here you see Ernie Smith out of Spartanburg, South Carolina, driving that one gone dog.
Yeah, the hired gun, Ernie Smith, going to be taking on that aforementioned Mike Blackwell in that slingshot.
Yeah, you know, the slingshot car was a Silver Streak car last year. Mike bought this car over the winter.
Sure was. Still a good-looking car. Got a great ride height on it. Here we go. Mike going to be a little bit late out of the hole. Looks like Ernie Smith's going to march it on down there in that one gone dog, and he is gone.
Just talking to Mike a little earlier, he's a little nervous about this thing. Said he hadn't drag raced in many, many years and just trying to get back into it, but he's having a great time. He said after this first round, said he felt pretty good.
And Ernie Smith, he's got it set on kill. There we see Ronnie Lineberger in that bow tie buzzer. 55 Chevy out of Denver, North Carolina.
And Tim Bailey driving that beautiful red Alley Cat.
Yeah, that 41 Willis, man, our 2016 world champion NC Gas.
Oh, Tim out of the hole. There you see it. Bang, bang, bang on the rear end of that car, and Tim is the winner.
Yeah, he got that buzzer and he shot him down right there. He is definitely picking the carcass there in that Alley Cat. Great launch right there by Tim Bailey, man. Just love to see those cars get the front wheels off the ground and hear them rolling them gears.
Yep, and here you see the margin of victory, about $4.
And here's the man, Jerry Birch in the Freebird. There you see Joe's Speed Shop up on the hood there. That's a memorial to their dad, Joe Birch.
There you have
Chuck Radabaugh in that action time.
There's Chevy 2's here. Oh, red light again, Radabaugh.
Yeah, Chuck, all the way from Tallahassee, Florida, he knew he had to be on his P's and Q's to beat Jerry Birch right here in this one, and left a little bit early there, did Chuck. He'll get his act worked out, and he'll live to fight another day.
I think you see some of that Birch power coming to life right here.
Yeah, and there he is, Dean Harris in the gray ghost, going up against Robert Frazier in the black and blue. What a beautiful 65 Barracuda that is right there for Robert Frazier.
One of the few Mopars here at this event.
And I'm telling you, it's Mopar from front to back. He and his wife put that car together in 27 weeks in their basement.
Yeah, and you see Dean Harris there with that new aerodynamic rear glass removal in the gray ghost.
Low drag for the Ghost. It looks like a water bottle come out the back window for the Ghost.
I guess Dean was done with the water. He said, we got business to take care of.
Yeah, now, I don't know how the track official's going to feel about water on the track, but that's something you probably never will see again, folks. Dean dropping the clutch, leaving hard in that Ghost, and marching right on down the track to victory.
Well, that's one water that they just had to pick up.
That's for sure. There you see the margin of victory. And there's his beautiful wife, Alicia, sharing a good laugh with you on the starting line, Richie, but I don't think we'll ever see that again.
All right, Ben Christopher, tell me about the little gold car.
Well, it's a 48 Angler. My dad used to race back in the 60s, and trying to build one just like he had, or something, you know, that looks similar to it. And the Southeast Gassers thing that Quayne started, went to one of them and just been hooked ever since, and had wanted to build a car, so that's kind of where it started.
Now I know your daddy drag raced, and you've been drag racing a long time. Tell me the difference in this car and the last car you run.
Well, it's just a whole different game, changing gears. This is on my second pass. I'm really trying to get the hang of it. Keep running some more passes here and just keep trying, and hopefully things will start coming around.
Yep. Well, I tell you a little bit about this car that I know. I've known Ben a while. They worked on this car late Thursday night, all day Friday. Got it here last night, had a few little issues. He made the first pass he made in it a while ago. So he's steady getting it. Ben, good luck, brother.
Thanks, bud.
A-Gas, round one. There he is, Quayne Stott.
And going up against Ben Christopher out of Boiling Springs, South Carolina in that 1948 Anglia. That's a good-looking car.
Yeah, that car is brand new.
And he's going up against the Wheel Jesus himself there, Quayne Stott.
Staging the cars up here. Oh, looks like they were pretty close off the line.
I think Quayne might have got him a little bit. He's going to march it on down there. Quayne Stott to the victory here. Yeah, just a little bit of advantage on the starting line there. And Ben might have had a little bit of problem going into second gear.
Yeah, it looks like the car maybe bogged a little bit. And Quayne, of course, he's got that 331 horsepower small block under there.
And there's a margin of victory right there as Quayne streaks on to the win. Gary Klein out of Tazewell, Virginia, taking on Sonny Burr out of Welford, South Carolina.
Yeah, old Sonny and the Avenger. Sonny's one of the oldest drivers, or probably the oldest driver, next to Gene Cromer here in the Southeast Gasser.
Yeah, 70 years young is Sonny Burr in that beautiful 37 business coupe. There you see Megan Phillips, one of our backup girls. Gary Klein in that 41 Willis looking good all the time, making every show we got here in the Southeast Gasser.
Yeah, bringing them up to staging lanes. Got them pre-staged here.
Look at the crowd in attendance, man. What a great crowd we had here at Shady Side. These guys ready to get it on.
Oh, Sonny with the wheels in the air, but looks like Gary pulled it out on him at the starting line.
Rod running on down the track. Gary's going to march on to the victory. Yeah, you can see that whole shot advantage off the line there by Gary Klein.
Yeah, it looks like Sonny might have been a little bit late on the tree, and Gary took advantage of it and drove it out the other end.
There we go, Chris Dunn in the Boogeyman making his 2017 debut.
And there's Shannon Smith in the Pale Rider.
Shannon out of Landrum, South Carolina. Chris Dunn hailing out of Anderson. As we said before, this is the Boogeyman 2.0, he said, his 2017 debut here in that beautiful car he's got.
Yeah, that Boogeyman car is a beautiful car, and I know he wrenched on this car all day long, so let's see if that pays off here.
Great start by both drivers. Look to be pretty even on the line.
Close race.
Let's see who's going to pull it out on the big end. Chris Dunn.
Chris Dunn.
Boogeyman said, yum, yum, eat 'em up, get some of that. Hey, pretty even off the line. Dunn's car pulls a little bit toward the center line, but he gathers it up and marches on to the victory over Shannon Smith.
Whoa, margin of defeat, 3/4 of a car.
There we see Steve Davis out of Monroe, North Carolina. He's going to go up against Martin Newton out of Williamston, South Carolina, in that 64 Barracuda.
That little red Barracuda is one of the Mopar cars we got here on the lot today. And Pawpaw Spinny here, old Steve Davis, in that beautiful 56 Chevrolet.
Good looking race car right there for Martin Newton, and that thing goes straight too. Wheels in the air on the start. Newton looks like he grabs second gear, and that thing clears up real good for him. He marches on to the victory.
Yeah, it looks like that little Barracuda on the other end came to life. It must be long legged.
I tell you what, great looking car. You see that thing leaving the line. But Steve Davis, his second event here with us, he just started in 2017. He'll get on with the program here pretty soon.
Here we got JT Moses in that freshly painted car, taking on Barry Lynn out of Greer, South Carolina, in the little red wagon.
Yeah, I don't know how little that red wagon is, but that's what he's calling it, 65 Chevelle wagon. Justin Moses there. This ought to be a good matchup right here in this A-gas category.
Should be. They both these guys really put on a show.
What a wheel stand right there. Second gear, 2 and third. Wow, and Barry Lynn is going to march on while that JT Moses, look at that wheel stand in second gear. He's dragging the bumper.
Third gear.
He's dragging the bumper off of that thing.
Looks like he's signaling for the airplanes to come over there.
No doubt. And while he's doing that, Barry Lynn's got all 4 down, and he's marching on to the victory. Look at the starting line there. Everybody just loved that show it was put on right there. Tony Turner coming up in that quick and dirty 39.
Taking on Sonny Hall, the little Sunshine Express.
And Sonny flat burning it off right there, cleaning those tires up real nice for him. Can't say enough about this paint job that they put on this car over the winter. That Tony Turner has just got a beautiful looking race car.
It's a dramatic change from last year.
No doubt it really is. Clearing out the mosquitoes on the starting line is Turner. There you see him hit second gear with another puff
and
of smoke.
one more.
And he marches on to victory. Sonny Hall right there in that Anglia, 33 Anglia. He was hanging on for dear life right there.
I think Tony's smoking that stogie again. Every time you see him change a gear, that's that puff of smoke you see come out.
I tell you what, look at that big Hemi horsepower on the top end. D-Gas round 2. Got a couple of 55 Chevys right here. The Widowmaker and the Pucker Time.
Yeah, both of these beautiful 55 Chevrolets. You got Steve Helms over here in the gray car and Joey in the blue car. They're staging the cars up here.
Yeah, good matchup right here. Couple of 55s, good-looking cars.
What in the world?
Looks like a tree malfunction, maybe?
Well, I don't know. We got a red light and no green. Oh, okay.
Looks like Joey left early. His wheels jumped the beam. His rear tires start the beam, so he's, according to the light, he's good. And Steve leaves early looking like a red light. But in all actuality,
Steve won the race.
Steve won the race because the tree never activated correctly.
That's correct. Here we got Cole Suey driving that Studebaker and Jack McDaniels in that 1950 Chevrolet.
Yeah, that's secret weapon, a 51 Studebaker right there, and a mighty lady out of Hamilton, Ohio.
Staging the cars up.
What a good-looking car that secret weapon is. Don't see many 51 Studebaker.
Looks like the Studebaker got him off the line.
Oh! Man, the mighty lady looks like she dumped all kind of oil and grease all over the track from that rear end.
Yeah, it looks like heavyweight gear oil. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but it appears to be out of the rear end.
I think you're right, Richie. That's going to be a massive cleanup. Golly, bum. That's going to be an expensive fix right there for
it
McDaniel.
turns loose.
Yep. Zach Hall and Kelvin Cannon here in the next pair in D gas, and that homegrown Zach Hall got a bounty on his head, $100 bounty. Anybody takes him out this weekend?
Well, he should have one. He is undefeated in D gas. Has been in every round at the end. It is Zach Hall.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and he's done a good job this year. Kudos to him. Kelvin Cannon going to try to knock him off right here.
Oh, Zach Hall with the hole shot.
Yeah, Cannon having a lot of trouble getting off the line right there. Zach Hall going to march on to another D-Gas round win.
Just like always, Zach Hall, there's your winner.
I tell you what, and he's got a great balance on that car, too. Don't get the wheels too high off the ground. And in the D-Gas, you know you got that 10 pounds per cubic inch. So it's hard to pull those up.
Looks like Kelvin Cannon maybe had a little fuel issue there, or some ignition or something. I don't know. The car seemed to bog.
There's Todd Oden right there coming up in that 58 Delray, man. That's a good-looking car right there.
Todd had that car first race out down in Montgomery, and looks like he's put some lettering on the car since then.
Yeah, calling it the Double X. He's going to get a competition single right here. And, you know, he's had some trouble with breakage and saw some other people have trouble with breakage, and he's just going to move this one on down and get on to the next round.
Looks like a smart move to me, just advance. All you got to do is take the green light, and you go to the next round.
C-Gas round 2, big matchup right here. Rusty Sampson in the Bad Banana versus Tim Bailey in the Alley Cat.
That's right, you got two of the prettiest cars you'll ever see right here, that 55 Chevrolet and that 41 Willys.
And these guys usually get the front wheels off the ground, so I know the fans was up on the rope this time and on the fence because they wanted to see this matchup. It's a big one.
High RPMs, wheels up, gears jamming. You're gonna see it right here.
Tell you what, this is great. Two cars right here at both stages. Look at that launch by Rusty Sampson, and he pulls them up in second gear. Tim Bailey coming around on the top end. It's going to be Rusty. Man, what a race right there.
Both cars' wheels in the air. Rusty, pull, pull, pull.
Great look right there by our Drone South crew, getting that great shot for us off those GoPros. And look at that car go down the racetrack.
And here's your margin of victory. Rusty by about 2 cars.
Yeah, and then right behind him we got Jared Bailey in the Hitman. He's going to be taking on Doug Dobbins out of Campobella, South Carolina, our winner at Montgomery.
That's right. You got talking about pretty cars. Here's 2 more pretty cars.
Yeah, great looking cars right here. Dobbins in the left lane and the Studebaker in the right.
It looks like Bailey got out on Doug.
Yeah, Jared on Doug just a little bit. Can he drive around him on the big end? Looks like Dobbins does drive around him on the big end. Look at him leave the line here.
Dobbins with the wheels in the air. Let's see what this margin of victory is going to look like.
I tell you what, it's got to be close. These 2 cars running good. What a finish.
Photo finish. That's less than a finish. Ernie Smith and the One Gone Dog.
Taking on Josh Owens right there. You see Josh with a new sponsor there, TC Unlimited, there out of Easley, South Carolina. They do upstate landscaping, commercial cleaning, and lawn maintenance. Want to give a special thanks to the owners, Angie and Tim Case, for helping make it possible for Josh Owens to be at this race today. That's TC Unlimited.
Looks like Josh rolled her through the beams.
I tell you, he just wasn't ready right there. He didn't have his car set up right, and Ernie Smith's going to be the beneficiary of that. That one gone dog is gone again.
I think Josh thought he was at the pickup window boots and Sundays, and he got a chili cheese to go.
And I tell you what, he was ready to get to it. There you see Jerry Birch and Larry Noel in the Freebird Jerry Birch, and Larry Noel tells us he's going to call this car a crazy horse in that other lane.
Is that because he's from Aiken, South Carolina?
Aiken, South Carolina. I can't wait to see what kind of paint job he gets on that car.
I tell you what, everywhere I looked around, you see these backup girls everywhere.
Well, it's hard to miss them, as beautiful as they are. There you see Larry Noel. Looks like he starts before the tree's activated, as he knew he had his hands full with Jerry Birch, and he knew he had to leave as quick as he could.
Yeah, if you don't leave on Jerry Birch, you're going to get left.
That's for sure. That Freebird has to stay patient and wait for that green light, and he does that.
That big Roebuck horsepower. Speaking of Roebuck horsepower, look coming here.
The bona fide batteries entry of Tim Greer going to take on Dean Harris in the Gray Ghost.
That water slinger.
Yeah, Dean doesn't have a window in the back of that car for this event, but just still a high horsepower race car. Tim Greer says, let's ride right here, and we'll ride with the Rambler and see what he can do against the Gray Ghost.
Oh, Tim, red light. Red is dead.
Red is dead, and Dean marches on to the victory. Looks like Tim Greer was looking up at the clouds right there. Look at that big wheel stand by that Rambler.
Yeah, that thing was in the air. He was signaling those airplanes.
Oh, great shot right here from a GoPro we had on that car. Man, pulled it up in second gear and had to sit it down and keep it straight. And there you see Dean marching on to victory. Another great shot by our crew at Drone South.
Tim Greer.
Hey, how you doing?
One question. What happened?
What do you mean?
What happened to Dean?
See, what the deal was, he got in my head. He come over and said, you know, if you tree me, you're going to get me. So I concentrated on treeing him and forgot to master line lock. And when you roll backwards and you pop the clutch, you hit the air. And that's what they called me from the airport and told me not to be doing that no more. You know, that's the way it is.
It was shining lights, right?
Yeah.
Shining lights.
Yeah.
I tell you what, you got the little bona fide car running good.
Oh, it's going good.
Running good. All right, here we are, Kenneth Phillips. Tell me about this new pretty silver car.
I found this 58 Corvette and decided that that's what I wanted to run, so I hope I'm here and I hope I'm going to be faster, I hope.
Saw you make a pass last night, looked pretty good.
It was doing decent. We've done some changes on it. I hope it works out for us.
Here we have A-Gas round 2, the kings of the sport. That's dedicated there to Mitchell Stott.
And there you see Gary Klein. He's going to be taking on Kenneth Phillips. A couple of beautiful race cars right here, 58 Corvette and that 41 Willis.
Yeah, both of these cars are outstanding looking cars, and I tell you what, brother, they make a bunch of horsepower.
They really do. There you see Megan Phillips bringing her dad in and setting him in there. So getting ready for this action right here. I can't wait to see this one.
Looks like Kenneth stepped it a little bit off the line there.
Gary's going to try to come around him on the big end right there, but looks like Kenneth's going to hold on for the win. Here's a good shot up front. Get a little bit of an advantage off the line there to Kenneth Phillips.
Yeah, the car looked like it did not hook like it should.
Yes, he's been battling a little bit of spinning problems, and look at that margin of victory. He pulls it out at the end.
There you see the Yum Yum Eat 'em Up Boogie Man.
Yeah, right along with his mascot, Chris Dunn, right there out of Anderson, South Carolina, taking on Tony Turner and that Quick and Dirty out of Cumming, Georgia.
That thing looking down that view of that GoPro looks like the Captain America car.
It really does. It's a great, I just can't say enough about that race car. And, you know, as we know, Quayne Stott makes everybody get their car lettered. There is no vinyl graphics, and two beautiful representations here of a Southeast Gasser car. Tony got his hands full right here with Chris Dunn in his debut in 2017. Dunn gets him on the line. Can Tony come back on the big end with that Hemi horsepower? No, he cannot. Chris Dunn marching on to the victory.
Yeah, Tony's car just did not look like it hooked like it should off the line there.
There you see Martin Newton out of Williamston, South Carolina. He's going to be taking on Donovan Stott in that Mighty Mouse white track.
Yeah, on the back of Donovan's car there, you see another one that's sponsored from the Southeast Gassers, the Barn Farm, out of Roebuck, South Carolina.
Doing a great job getting out here with him. I know Donovan's glad to have him on his car. 64 Barracuda and a 48 Anglia right here.
Looks like that little white car is doing its job as it always does.
Man, close finish right there. Donovan Stott taking the win. Look at these launches of these cars. Two great launches. Looks like Mark went a little bit toward the left. Straightens it up, but not enough time to catch Mighty Mouse and Donovan Stott.
Yeah, if you pedal your car just a little bit against Donovan, you just might as well take it on back to the track.
That's the truth right there. There you get a chance to see the margin of victory right there. Stott pulls it out at the end.
Just about a car length. Well, Barry, here we are at Shady Side. I see something a little bit different about the little red wagon.
Got a little front end trim.
Yeah, look at here. Oh, this pretty silver stuff wasn't on there in Montgomery.
It was naked.
It was naked. But you burnt some midnight oil to get down there, didn't you?
When we went to Montgomery, we had 42 hours up with no sleep.
How was the little red wagon running today?
Today, not as good as Montgomery, but we made passes.
Did the headlight slow you down?
Yeah, it weighted the front end down.
All right, man. Good luck today.
Appreciate it.
There you see Barry Lynn going to take on Jimmy Finley in the Snakebite Mustang.
That Snakebite Mustang, that is your 2016 A-Gas World Champion.
Yeah, a little 66 fastback Mustang right there. Going to take on that 65 Chevelle wagon, the big grocery getter that is affectionately called a Little Red Wagon. Barry out of Greer, South Carolina. Jimmy out of Anderson. Big hole shot right there for Jimmy Finley. Let's see that horsepower pull through on the end. It sure does. Jimmy Finley start to finish right there, the winner of this one. Good looking launch by both cars. Just a lot of horsepower under that Snakebite.
Here you have Quayne Stott driving the Grand Illusion.
What a beautiful car it is. 41 Willis. He's going to be taking on Gabriel Burrell in that 62 Ford Falcon.
You see Quayne do the dry hop. That's one of his specialties. He absolutely loves to do that.
Yeah, and that was something that was error correct back in the 60s as well.
Wheels in the air.
Both drivers' wheels in the air. Gabriel unable to keep it off that center line as that car hooked hard and went left. That hub horsepower right there. Man, look at that car launch. One of the lightest cars we've got in the Southeast Gassers is Gabriel Burrell's car. And that thing was a little too much to handle right there.
Don't know that he crossed the line, but I do. Yep, he did cross the line. So automatically, Quayne is your winner.
No doubt right there. That is a great shot from our friends at Drone South on their GoPro.
Here you have that beautiful scare lane of Jeff
Jacobson out of Beloit, Wisconsin.
There's his wife, Amanda.
Yep. He wants to give a special thanks to her because she was a little bit nervous about being a backup girl. He told her she could do it. Jeff in that 427 single overhead cam motor. He's going to move on to the next round with a bye right here.
Looks like some big forward horsepower underneath that red and white car.
Yeah, that camera is definitely a great motor, man. I tell you what. And one that's not cheap to run. We're glad Jeff's here sharing it with us. C-Gas round number 3, Ernie Smith and Rusty Samsel in another big matchup right here, Richie.
55 and 56 Chevrolets.
I tell you what, all eyes will be peeled to the starting line right here as this race could be won or lost right here on the line.
It will be. I have a feeling it will be won or lost right here. Both of these cars are going to be high RPMs, wheels in the air when that light goes green.
Ernie in that One Gone Dog and the Bad Banana. Great nicknames for race cars right here. Here we go, folks. Oh, what a wheel stand by Rusty Samsel. Ernie a little bit out toward the wall. He gathers it back in. Looks like it's going to be Rusty Samsel pulling it off in the end.
Look at that, both those wheels in the air.
Man, what a wheel stand. You can tell when Rusty Samsel has that car turned up on keel, them wheels get way up in the air. That thing had to be 4 feet off the ground.
It did. And there you see, like you said, Ernie got a little bit out of shape there. Car drifted over, and you see Rusty out running by the car lane.
Dean Harris here and Jerry Birch. Now, rivalry that goes back to last year. You know, Dean, that was his nemesis last year, was these Birch brothers in that Freebird. And I believe he even took this offseason to put a little animal control on his back deck lid.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is that where the animal control come from on the back of Dean's car?
It is. Last year he carried around a bird cage, and that didn't fare too well, so I think he's changed it over to the animal control.
Well, I'm going to tell you, that little Freebird thing right there, he'll bite you.
Both cars getting staged up. Great matchup here. Oh, man, Dean is dead late on the tree right there. trying to run him down on the top end, but Jerry Burt's going to pull this one out. Yeah, you can just see the on the hole shot right there.
Now, Dean, correct me if I'm wrong, he lives in Atlanta. Campobello. Well, I'm going to go by there and drop him off an alarm clock, but he was asleep.
He sure was. Doug Dobbins right there in that beautiful car, our Montgomery winner. He's going to get a competition single right here in the third round of action.
And again, all he has to do is just take the green light and ease the car down the track and on to the next round.
Yeah, he does that. You see, he didn't really get on it too hard.
Dean Harris, that was a little birdie gave me this a while ago. What in the world?
I didn't red light.
You did not red light.
I let him go and tried to run him down, and he pulled it off again.
I tell you what.
But I gave him the best run I've ever given him today. And I'm going home happy.
It was close and close. It wasn't real close. It wasn't real close up here.
Dead on mile an hour, dead on ET. Just got me on the tree.
A-Gas round 3. There you see Quayne Stott, the founder of the Southeast Gassers, in that 41 Willis.
And Jess Jacobs in that 55 Ford.
Man, that scare lane is a beautiful car. 427 single overhead cam right there in that car. Jacobson coming to us from Beloit, Wisconsin. And look at that. It says Fear starts with FE. That's Ford Engineering for all you that don't know.
That is Ford Engineering.
I like that. Big fan of the blue oval as I am. I like that. Now, Jacobson gone in, double bulbed him right here.
Oh, Quayne left on him.
Quayne kills him on the light, man. That is a hard. Look, coming here at Jacobson on the top end.
Ford horsepower.
Ford Engineering horsepower right here. Look at that. Quayne kills him on the tree, and Jacobson comes around him on the big end.
Looks like that old Ford is a little long-legged on the top end.
Tell you what, he stretched him out on them long legs too. Let's see the margin of victory from our GoPro at the mark. Oh man,
one fender.
That is a great race right there. Next race we got up Donovan Stott in that 48 Anglia and Jimmy Finley, 2016 A-Gas World Champion at Snakebite.
Now Donovan was the 15 champion and Finley is the 16 champion.
Yeah, so a battle of champions right here. This ought to be another great race in the A-Gas round 3 here. Shady Side Dragway.
Jimmy Finley better be on his game because the little white car is bad news on that Christmas tree.
He sure is. Donovan Stott, one of our hot shoes. He can really get it done on the line. And there you see that beautiful paint job on that Jimmy Finley car. Got a Gene Speed shop right there in honor of Gene Cromer. Gene, an innovator of the gassers and somebody Finley really loves. Finley's laid a little bit on the tree. Let's see if he can horsepower that Ford can come around. There's a backfire out of that Ford. Looks like Donovan Stott going to march on to the victory, much to the happiness of his dad, Mitch, right there.
One more time. Give us a pump.
I tell you what, that was another good race right there.
Again, Donovan on that tree. He is deadly.
Deadly on the tree, and if he gets you on the tree, folks, it is hard to get around that little motor he calls Mighty Mouse. And that Anglia scatters on down through there. Did see Finley's backfire a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't know what he might have had happen in that round.
Here you got the 58 Silver Streak, Kenneth Phillips.
He's going to be taking on Chris Dunn in that Boogeyman 1963 Chevy 2. There you see him with a good burnout.
These cars just get better looking and better looking every race.
Yeah, you got that right. And Chris Dunn, they've been thrashing on that car, trying to work and work. He's even wiping his hands off so those hands aren't greasy or anything like that when he can get the gears and get through them.
I talked to Chris earlier today, and he said they had worked on that car from start to finish since Thursday night.
Yeah, really been a grind for him to get out here and get started in this 2017 season, and it's been important for him to make this race this tonight. There's both cars staged up. Looks like Phillips might have moved first, but Finley makes up that ground quickly. He's going to drive around him on the top end and that big horsepower for that Boogeyman.
Looked like the little Corvette might have been spinning a little bit off the line. Yeah, he's a little loose.
I think you're right, Rich. You saw a little bobble there to the right. I think you're exactly right. They got a little more work to do on that Corvette before it's dialed in this year.
Well, you got to put that big horsepower to the ground and make it stick. So,
and Chris Dunn and his crew was able to do that. Even with all that spinning, he barely got around it. Hey, here at Shady Side Dragway, wrapping up a great event. We definitely want to make sure that we take time to
to tell you about some of our fans that flew all the way across country to be here. If you would, just tell us your name.
My name is Lyle Kennedy.
Lyle Kennedy.
Sam Strube.
Simeon Kennedy.
All right. And so you guys flew all the way across country to watch the battle at Shady Side.
Exactly what we did.
So is this like a bucket list thing for you guys, or what was it?
So far bucket list, but I have a feeling we're going to be back.
Nice.
I wouldn't say this will be our only trip.
Yeah, we're drag racers. We're drag racers too, and love it, and lifelong race fans and everything. So love the old stuff. So period correct cars, nostalgia, all of that.
Now tell me how far you go back in racing.
1961, Fremont Drag Strip. I was 10 years old. My mom brought me out there and dropped me off. I just had to go to the races. Picked me up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I've been going ever since.
Caught the bug in 61, and here we are running 60s era period correct cars.
I grew up on this heads-up racing. That's what it's all about. Just let them roll.
No bracket, no indexes, let them roll.
Absolutely. We actually, I met Tony, the quick and dirty driver out at Bakersfield in the fall, and just told him, hey, we're gonna make the trek back in the spring. We didn't know exactly when, kind of feel it out, and here we are. So. And
what a beautiful car he put together in the off season.
Oh man, that car is transformed.
It sure is. Well, again, we want to thank all of you for being here. I see you're a Vietnam veteran. I want to thank you for that, sir. Thank you for your service to our country. We don't take that lightly here in the Southeast Gassers either. And we wish you all the best safe travel and mercies that we can. All right.
D-Gas, Steve Helms, and Cole Suey here in the semifinals of D.
Got that car out of Chesney, South Carolina, a little 51 Studebaker, I believe.
51 Studebaker, 55 Chevy right here in the matchup in semifinal action. Cole Suey in that secret weapon, Steve Helms in the pucker time.
Cars are staged.
In a minute.
Oh, he rolls through the light.
Yeah, Cole Suey just had a hard time getting into the stage and then just rolled right through it. And that's going to give it over to Steve Helms as he marches on to the finals here in D-Gas.
Yep, you can see that right there. Red is the.
Yeah, that's a shame, too. I really wanted to see that race. Cole Suey just unable to keep that car in there. Free to get green. Todd Oden and Zach Hall right here, next pair up.
58 in the 57 Chevrolet.
Yeah, big changes from 57 to 58 right there Chevy made in those Bel Airs.
From the shoebox to, I don't even know what you call that, clamshell?
The wide load is what Todd Oden's calling it. And that homegrown out of Bluntville, Tennessee, and Todd Oden out of Birmingham, Alabama.
I got the cars staged up here. Oh, red light, Todd Oden.
I tell you what, that's where this inexperience of some of these guys, and they get down to the semifinals, they really wanting to beat Zach and take that bounty out of his head. And man, it sure looked weird to me, but it is a red light.
Red light. It was looked like a close tree.
Very close tree. Great wheel stand by Oden. That car really loads the rear end and leaves hard.
And again, like you said, Zach's got that bounty on his head. He is still undefeated in D-Gas.
He sure is.
C-Gas semifinals, you got Doug Dobbins in the little red Chevy 2 taking on, there he is, Jerry Birch in the Freebird, the battle of the Chevy 2s.
I still love that Freebird right there, that Joe's Speed Shop to their dad up there. That's another thing that just makes gasser racing great. Most of these guys were raised in racing.
That's exactly right. It's a great story there, Joey and Jerry. I've known these guys a long time, and I did not know their dad as well as I know them, but a family tradition, if you want to call it that.
No easy matchup right here. Doug Dobbins, our winner from Montgomery. This is going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to this one.
This ought to be down to the wire right here.
A little bit of taking our time getting in now. We're both pre-stage, looking for the stage. Who's going to go in first? Birch is going in first.
Oh, red car goes red.
Man, I hate these red lights. But I tell you what, it's like Quayne said. A lot of these cars are hard to drive, and there's no boxes on them and helping you not do that. And there's just driver error right there. And I hate that for Doug Dobbins, but Jerry Burch moves on to the next round into the finals.
Well, I think you've seen a couple of cars red light against Jerry Burch, so I guess they're trying to give us a message. If you're not on the tree on Jerry, you're going to be dead anyway.
And there's that big 55 Bad Banana. He's got a solo right here, and he's just going to look like he's just going to take the tree, and he told us he's going to back it out. So he's going to take the tree, and then he's going to back it out right here, keep his car cooled off, and wait for the Freebird in the finals.
Tell me about that last pass.
Well, we came a long ways, and if you follow along at Montgomery, I broke it, you know.
Yeah.
So I've been pretty hard on it all day, and I want to give the fans a good run to final. I didn't want to gamble on busting it right there with nobody in the other lane. So that was the strategy. We're ready for the final, and so when the guys get back and get up here, we'll put on a run in the final. Don't worry.
Oh yeah,
good to go.
You put on a show all day long.
Yeah.
The old yellow car's been standing up tall.
Yeah, it's been doing good. It's been doing good. I'm pretty happy about it. Yeah, well, we got one more to do. We'll see how it goes.
One more to go.
Yep. All right, man.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Boogie Woogie.
Hey, man, how are you?
Good.
We're going in the semis, but
Semis.
you know, we'll see. This Fairlane right here just kind of come out of nowhere. So, you know, he's putting them on the trailer left and right, old Jeff is. So
Mr. Ford.
we're gonna have to see. But the Boogie Man's has been counted out a bunch of times before, and it delivers. So you don't never know. We might deliver again tonight.
So we got the Boogie Man and the Scare Lane.
That's right.
This is gonna be a horror show right here.
You just remember though, your mom and daddy's always told you beware of the Boogie Man. All your life.
All my life.
All your life.
What about the Ford?
I don't know. It's scary fast today.
A-Gas semifinals, you got the Boogie Man, Chris Dunn.
Going up against Jeff Jacobson in that Scare Lane 55 Fairlane. And the two good-looking race cars right here. Going to see a big matchup here.
This is definitely blue oval against blue bow tie.
Yeah, who you ride with right here. Now, you know I love those blue ovals, but Chris Dunn has been doing it all day, and he's on a mission.
I've always been told if you're going to the dance, you got to wear a bow tie.
Well, we'll see how this turns out. Jeff Jacobson from Beloit, Wisconsin. Just an absolute beautiful piece.
Not a Ford fan, but I tell you what, brother, that is a beautiful race car.
Chris Dunn right there. He's ready to get down to business. Dunn's going to go in to stage second.
Oh, red matches the car.
I tell you what, that's exactly right, Richie. Jacobson knew that the Boogie Man had a lot under that hood, and man, he just left a little bit too soon. And there's another red light for us. Chris Dunn's going to march on to the finals here in A-Gas. Unfortunate there as chain of events turned the way it did, but Chris Dunn is going to march on in that car from Anderson.
Here you see Donovan Stott. He's going to come in, take the tree, and just make a nice, easy pass down for his bye run.
Yeah, Donovan knows that he don't want to tear up anything either, and that's the hard thing about some of these era-correct cars and the parts. You know, a lot of times you have breakages. You heard Rusty Sampson say that earlier in our broadcast. You know, you don't want to get this far and then do something like that, even though you want to impress the fans.
D-Gas final, Steve Helms in the pucker time.
And he's going to go up against the homegrown, Zach Hall. Now, you know what this means. The lights are on, so it's time for the stars to come out here in the Southeast Gassers as we have final time in D-Gas.
Well, Zach Hall is slowly but surely becoming a star in the Southeast Gassers because he is, as I have said before, undefeated.
Well, Steve Helms going to try to take that title away from him and take that $100 bounty that's on his head right now. There you see Zach's dad coming in from the right, getting him ready to go.
Got Zach staged up first. He's in the pre-stage.
Helms going to try to get in there. No, Zach Hall with a lot of confidence. No surprise he went in there first, putting the pressure right on Helms.
Oh, good race.
Yeah, good race right here, but it looks like Helms missed his second gear, and that's going to be Zach Hall is going to stay undefeated in D-Gas.
Yeah, they did leave together, but like you said, I believe, yep, he missed a gear right there.
Zach Hall staying undefeated. That bounty will stay intact as we head to Union for the Steel in Motion show, and he'll be still undefeated in D-Gas.
As we say right now, Zach Hall is the king of D-Gas.
There's no doubt about that. There you see Zach just marching it on through there. Lights are out and the stars coming out, but there you see Mitch Stott and other people offering congratulations to Zach's dad.
Here we are again. I talked to you in Montgomery.
Yeah.
Here we are again. Ric Flair said to beat a man, you got to beat the man. Talk to me.
I guess. I'm just glad to be in the winner's circle again. This is a lot tougher today than it was at Montgomery. It's getting tougher every week.
Oh, homegrown car working good?
Yeah, car's working good. Just hopefully the driver don't have no errors. That's what it boils down to, really.
Dad helping you out?
Yeah, Dad's helping me out a lot. We had a slick going down and stuff, so he's constantly running back to get an air tank and pumping tires up in the staging lanes when we had that oil down right in front of us and stuff. So, yeah, Dad's helped me out. My buddy Ryan's helped me out. So
that's cool, man. I tell you what, the homegrown car, she's on the string. She's putting them on the trailer. Congratulations. That's
Thanks.
2 in a row.
Yeah, 3 in a row.
3 in a row. I'm sorry, 3 in a row. I think
We'll
the bounty's got to go up.
I hope so.
Good job, man. CES final round, you got Rusty the Bad Banana Samsel.
Man, out of Lapeer, Michigan. He's taking on Jerry Birch out of Roebuck, South Carolina. What a titanic matchup right here for C-Gas final at Shady Side.
I tell you, these guys right here have put on a show all day long. Joey Birch and Jerry have got that little free bird flying, and Rusty, what can you say about him? He has driven the wheels off of that car today.
He has, and he had to put the whole rear transmission and everything back together, as he talked about earlier, how he sheared everything apart in it down at Montgomery. And I tell you, our C-Gas is really becoming a crowd-pleasing show.
This ought to be a nail-biter right here.
Yeah, these cars will be beautiful leaving the line. Just watch out, watch here, folks, as they're both staged.
Wheels in the air.
Man, great lead by both cars. Looks like Rusty kind of went to the left just a little bit when he sat it down. Woo. And Jerry Birch on the big end drives up to victory.
Rusty got a little out of shape right there about the 60-foot mark, but it looks like he drove back up.
And Joey Birch, his brother, he knew it right then. He said, we got this one. And the Freebird marches on to the victory here at Shady Side for our C-Gas champion, Jerry Birch.
Well, you don't give Jerry anything because he's going to take it anyway.
Yeah, he's deadly on that tree, and there you see congratulations offered to him.
Mr. Birch!
Yes, sir.
I know Joe was smiling that time.
You got that right.
Woo!
This was his favorite track.
This was the favorite one.
Yeah, they won a bunch of races here, and I really wanted this one. He got many trophies from Shady Side, so it means a lot. I wanted to have one myself.
I tell you, man, the little silver car from Roebuck, she was on a string.
I'm telling you, I knew that Bad Banana was going to be tough. I knew he was going to cut a good light, and he'd been running good numbers all day. So it was good.
Both stood him up, both went straight, both went out the other end.
He did great. I really want to think about Tim's brother, who lost his life a couple weeks ago. Yep. I think we should dedicate this race to him.
Yep. Lewis. Well, I tell you guys, that's a noble gesture. Just like I was talking to him, I said, I know Joe was grinning from ear to ear.
Oh yeah,
because
he is. He's always riding with us. He always is.
So that's a cool thing. Tim Greer did lose his brother a couple of weeks ago in a terrible accident. These guys right here, all of them from Roebuck, all of them good friends.
That's right.
And they just want to dedicate this one to Tim's brother. Good job, guys.
Sir.
Good job.
Buddy.
Good job.
A-Gas finals, the kings of the sport here in Southeast Gassers. There you see Donovan starting at 48 Anglia, and Ted telling them, burn them out, boys.
Over in the other lane, you see the boogeyman, Chris Dunn, in that beautiful little green Chevy, too.
Great matchup right here. These guys are friends off there, but I'm telling you, burn out to turn out. There's no friends right here in the Southeast Gassers, as this has big implications.
You see Megan bringing Donovan up to the staging lights.
And the boogeyman has marched through this all day. Let's see if he has enough gusto to take out Mighty Mouse right here in the finals. Donovan, our points leader right now. Looks to be a good matchup right here. Let's see how it turns out, folks. Donovan gonna go into pre-stage first. Who's going into stage first?
Gonna try to burn them down a little bit here, boys.
Hey, both of them in there. Here we go.
Oh, looks like Donovan got him a little off the line.
Yeah, great race right here. Look at all the people standing on the fence wanting to see who the winner is.
Oh, Chris Dunn.
Well, goes around him on the top end as Donovan had the advantage off the line right there.
Look at it again. Donovan leads first, but I guess that big horsepower under the hood of that Chevy too.
Just drives around him on the top end. Look at that camera shot from our guys at Drone Sight.
That was amazing. How close a race can you ask for in the finals of A gas?
And there you see Mitch Stott telling us that boogeyman's a bad man, and he sure is. And there's Wayne Sless, builder of both motors. He had a little divided loyalties up there on the starting line as he built Donovan's motor and he built the boogeyman.
The boogeyman, hey, thrashed all week on this thing. Hey, 2 weeks, and now you put it in victory lane.
In the last 48 hours, if I could have told you we'd be in the final, I'd been lying. I mean, this morning, oil pan off, oil pump change. Last night, oil pressure goes away. We didn't get this thing running till Friday morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. And in 4 hours, 5 hours, load and be here.
And hey, you guys helped you out. This family right here, they waited on you and let you get in the lane.
It's like I tell you all the time, this ain't a one-man show. Jim, Jess, carburetor Bob, Wayne Celeste, the best engine builder in the world.
And brand new
power plant. Ayla Wine, Chris Harper. I mean, if I miss anybody, I'm sorry. You know, we miss Montgomery because of this. You know, we wanted to come in. You know, we want this to be our year. I ain't trying to. We really want this championship this year. So this is a good way to start it off. So we'll see.
It sure is. You're taking out Donovan Stott, and hey, you were with the kid right on the line too. And that's no easy task.
That's my little brother from another mother. But and you know, if you can even get as close as I got to Donovan, I was happy. Because Donovan is just so deadly on a tree. But now I got to work on that. You know, now the car's getting where we want it. Now I got to work on my tree stuff. So
congratulate you and tell you won the biggest gasser drag race in the last 50 years, and you did it in the toughest category, and that's A gas. And you had some great cars you had to go through today.
Yes, sir. And I mean, you know, this is what's good about the Southeast Gassers. You know, we're family number one. And like last night, for example, I don't have an oil pan in the trailer. Rusty the bad banana. Man, I got an oil pan. You know, Donovan. Man, I'm going home tonight. You need case oil. You need this. The people here want to race you. Going against Ken Phillips, we bent the steering stabilizer in the pits with a floor jack by accident. We don't know it till we get in staging. Ken was nice enough to hold up, give us the 15 minutes to pull it off. We bent it right there on a piece of steel and a hammer and put it back on the car in the staging lanes.
And that's period correct at its best.
Correct. You know, but I mean, I can't thank Ken enough. Ken did not have to wait for us, but he did. And he wanted to race us. And that's everybody here wants to race each other. They don't want to see you break. You know, they won't beat your ass out here. They don't want to beat you that way. You know, but they still love you after the race. So it's awesome. This whole organization's so awesome.
2017 champ at Shady Side, Chris Dunn, the boogeyman. Yum, yum, eat 'em up.
Yum, yum, eat 'em up.
All right, Richie Pugh, Shady Side Dragway, our second event of 2017, and what a historic event. Over 60 cars registered here and some great racing.
Great racing today. Cars from everywhere in the United States, fans from everywhere in the United States. Just period correct, heads up, hammer down, hope you brung enough.
And I tell you what, the fans loved it. I mean, you saw them lining the sides of the track, and everybody was hanging on the fence. And I dare say we set another attendance record here today.
We rode around and looked, just filming some stuff, come up and down the strip, and you know, there was people everywhere we looked. I mean, there was thousands of people here. I don't know the exact number, but they saw a sure enough race today.
And talk about the performance of A-Gas. Chris Dunn, been thrashing on his car for better of 2 weeks to get a motor in. He comes in with a brand new motor, takes and puts it right in victory lane.
He does, and that little car right there, he sent it to the trailer.
And that's a hard thing to do.
That is a hard thing to do. I mean, it was a close race right from the word go, and it's just awesome. I mean, it was just awesome racing. And then the guys from Roebuck, man, I mean, what can you do? The Birch brothers, I mean, you know, they showed up and showed out. I know it was very special to those guys. Joey told me that their dad, this was his favorite track, so I know that was special for them.
Yeah, Joe Birch, they carrying on that tradition right there that's been in Roebuck for years, and Joe Birch terrorized Shady Side Dragway as well as many others in his time there. The Birch brothers and the Freebird taking C-Gas, and what do you say about Zach Hall? He's still undefeated in that D-Gas.
To be the man, you got to beat the man.
And that has never been more appropriate in that for Zach Hall, because nobody has taken him down. He has won every round he has played in here in D-Gas.
That homegrown 57 Chevrolet from Tennessee, you better watch out for it.
I tell you what, he's got a firm grasp on that D-Gas points lead right now. I'm pretty sure Donovan Stott's leading our A-Gas, and C-Gas might be a little bit up in there. Dobbins ended up red lighting there in the semifinals, so he might be up there. Dean Harris wasn't able to make that event and was the beneficiary of that, and so C-Gas is going to be a tight one again.
C-Gas is a huge group of cars, and they all run close, and they all run hard. It's going to be a great season in C-Gas.
Well, Richie, we were blessed again with wonderful weather here, safety for all our competitors and all our traveling partners. We were able to see many people get here today, and we would be remiss if we didn't give that up to the Lord. So let's get out of here, and we'll let you pray for us, and we'll get out of here.
Lord, we just thank you for this day, and we just want to thank you again for giving these men the talent to do what they do, and just let everything that they do always glorify you. And Lord, just thank you for the safety that you've given each and every person here today. Have those same traveling mercies for everyone on the way home, even our fans that come from far off, and especially our competitors that come from far off. All these things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.